Hello, what's good, everyone? It's your boy IpBoyles. This is the updated version of the TouchNoTouch smartboard indicator. So this video is going to be amazing to you guys, and this is a life-changing strategy that none of you would even imagine the kind of strategy is this. This is a mind-blowing strategy. So let's write to this strategy. Right, if you watch, I've already set the indicator. You have no problem with that. I'm still going to give you guys the PDF on how to set up this indicator in another level. So the levels just changed. So the red level, the middle level is the 50%, and while the red level is the 90%, not 100 again. So the green level is the 10%. So everything has changed, you understand? So this is the indicator side. So when you are setting the indicator side, you must make sure that everything is 100 volatility, 100 touch no touch, everything. So you see that the barrier offset has already changed. This is now the current setting. So I'm going to explain it on the second side of the screen. So right, when you come to your two windows split, all you need to select the 100 index. So once you select the 100 index, right, you go to touch no touch, select your touch no touch. So once you select your touch no touch, then you see that in the other video, the duration was 2 minutes. Then we have to set our barrier offset on 0.7. So right, once we see 0.7, you see that the everything just changed upside down. Then the touch should have been 12.0 dollars. Then they switched everything over to do not touch. So it's like, and they did opposite of it, since they don't know the strategy which we are using or you guys are using to make profit from that strategy, because I don't post how to set up the indicator. If I had post how to set up the indicator on YouTube, you see that the indicator would have been rubbish. You understand? They would have rubbished everything. They would like to delay the stochastic. Even when the indicator touch the green line, it will not even go up, it will go opposite in direction. So this indicator remains secret. It's only those that have the PDF on how to set it up we know how to set this indicator up. So that's the benefit. So let's go. So for setting up this, you see that once we have 2 minutes and everything, you see that none of this thing will work. It's opposite in direction. So our touch no touch is all about touch clicking. So for us to switch everything over, you see that once we do, you have to do your set your barrier offset on plus 0.7. So you see, once we set it on 0.7, you see that still yet, because some people do ask me, they put 0.7, it still don't work, and they also put 0.07, it still don't work. You see, they change everything. Even though you put 0.7, it will not work, and even though you also put 0.07 or 0.7, it will still not work. You see, it haven't load. So all you need to do, we are now going to change it for them. So since our minutes was 2 minutes, we are going to increase our minutes to 3 minutes. So it will also give us more advantage on our side to hold trade in 3 minutes. So there's no how you hold trade in 3 minutes, the trade wouldn't pull through. So you see that is now in our advantage. So the thing now is that the difference there is that the payout is going to be lesser. So you don't mind the payout, so you're only going to do it 3 times. So that's why 3 times in the morning and then 3 times in the evening. You just only to find your signal. Once you get the right signal, that's the only time you're going to take the trade. So you see that you don't mind. So this is time to explain. You see that now the payout is now 11.29. So as the barrier set keep going up, it will still come back to the 12.0 dollars. So this time around it's reduced, so you don't mind. We are not going to do anything, because if I to say to maybe to add the barrier offset, that's rubbish, understand? So I'm going to leave it like this. So let me explain the strategy part of this before we can look for signal. Once it touch on the green line, that means you want it to go up. That means you are setting your barrier offset on plus. You're setting your barrier offset on plus 0.7. Then for the downside, if it touch your red line, let's say if it touch this red line, that's when you are going to set your barrier offset at minus 0.7, right? So how do you are not, this time around you are not going to touch once the line touch or crosses the green line. So this is the strategy. Let me look for example of it before we can proceed. So I need to look for the example of what I'm trying to give you guys. So if I find the example of it, then I will look for a better one. So let me just check for a better one. Okay, let me use this one, although it's not the perfect one, but let me use it since I can't scroll all the way down. Okay, let me use this one. You see, right, once the red line touches, that you are not going to sell, understand? Just wait for the red line to touch. So we are going to wait for price to touch the first one, then come back to the second one before you take trades, you understand? So how are we going to know if price is coming back to touch for the second one? So if price comes at the first place touch, then you need wait for the second touch, which is here. So what are you going to do is that, how are you going to know? So if price comes at the first time, then wait for price to reject at your 50% level. So if price reject at your 50% level, even though it just bounce off on it, sometimes it will cross, sometimes it will just bounce off of it. So you don't want price to reach at the green line. So the price will touch the first time, bounce off your 50%, then come back to that, touch that red line. You understand? It must touch the red line or be equal to the second, to be equal to the first one that's touched. Then this is the second touch. That's when you are going to take your trade, and you are going to take it once price touched it immediately and cross over. That's when you are going to take your trades. That means if you are taking your trade, you must make sure that your barrier offset have to be on minus 0.7. So minus 0.7, that means you are selling. You want the market to touch your minus 0.7 barrier offset. So right, you see, once you do that, you see that this is the point which you enter. So within 3 minutes, you don't even take 3 minutes, you just put through. You understand? You don't want to wait 3 minutes. Even though it goes wrong, you just take 3 minutes. It will only take 3 minutes for the market to pull through. You understand? Even though you are wrong, you can't be wrong, because this time around is not when you look for the first touch. This time you won't need to wait for the first touch, wait for the stochastic to bounce off your 50% level, come back. You don't want it to touch the green line. It must not touch the green line. First touch, bounce up your 50%, reject, and come back for the retest of the second touch. That's when you are going to sell. Once the market bounce off and cross the red line, cross between the black line, that's when you are going to sell. So you see that this is an example. I have so many perfect examples of it, which I'll be showing you guys on the PDF. So I will show you guys everything on the PDF, how everything works on my PDF. So really quick, I will show you guys the two examples that I saw, because before I was looking for a signal to show you guys. So this is the first one that did. You can see that this is the first touch that did. Then this is the bounce of 50%. This didn't touch the green line. It's reject back to the 50%, but it didn't touch this red line. So it was bouncing off. Then at last, you see that it came below the green line, then cross over. You can see that after the crossover, you can see the points which it crossed over. At this point, you can see how many ticks that it has gone. So you see, once it did that, it go up. So the second one is this, the first bounce, and here is the second bounce, and this is the rejection of the 50%. Sometimes it will cross, sometimes it wouldn't cross. You can see that after this bounce, you see where it bounced, this where at this point where it bounced. So after it, you can see that it went down, you see. So it wouldn't even take 3 minutes for the market to pull through to your direction. So this is how it goes. You see, after that it pulled through. So this is two examples that I just saw. So you got to always wait for the signal to show up before you take the trade. So if the signal don't show up, you just relax and off your phone, understand? So that's it. So let's look for a new one. Let's look for a new one. This will be a new one. This will be a new one. So let's look for a new one. This is a new one. So I'm going to take this. Oh, my barrier offset. Oh, I didn't put my barrier offset. Oh, it still win. I didn't put my barrier offset at minus. It was at plus, although it still win. So let me show you guys what I just did. You guys really need to be careful on this. So you see that my barrier offset was on plus, so I need to make it on minus. So before you take this trade, make sure you switch your barrier offset to the side which you want to take the trade. You see, thank God that this error just occurred now. At least if it didn't occur, I wouldn't remember to explain it to you guys. Just see that I was on plus 0.7 while I was already selling the market here, and though it did pull through, even though that I sold, it will still pull through. You see that it's going down. So I would have put my barrier offset on minus 0.7. right now is on minus 0.7. so this is another good example, and which I'm still going to screenshot it so that I will also put it on the PDF file. So see you guys